Welcome to Knicksfandom. This is an independent New York Knicks fan-based podcast, which was created by fans for fans. The show is hosted by L.A. Blackwell, Danny, and Flo. They'll discuss the issues surrounding the Knicks, the NBA, and various other sports-related topics. Join us. It's going to be a heck of a ride.
And I'm chilling and cooling just like a snowman. So open your eyes and lend us an ear. We want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. That's right, listeners. It's that time of the year, and those listeners are from the Christmas rap classic, Christmas in the House by Ron DMC. Rest in peace to Jason Mizell, a.k.a. Jam Master J. This is episode 61 of our podcast on Knicksfandom. As always, I'm your host, L.A. Blackwell. How you been doing, Flo?
L.A., I'm great today, brother. How you doing today, man?
Doing well. Happy holidays to everyone out there. Also glad to be joining my fellow co-host, Danny D. How you doing, Danny D?
I'm good, LA. How's everything, man?
Well, man, I'm doing better than the Knicks. Got to talk about them. Got to talk about the NBA. Got some tampering issues allegedly going on with LeBron James.
LeBron James.
We got that and a lot more to talk about. Let's get right into it, guys. NBA talk. All right, we back, guys. LeBron James was recently involved in an alleged tampering controversy involving Anthony Davis of the New Orleans Pelicans. Recently, LeBron James told ESPN Dave McMenamin it would be amazing to play alongside a superstar power forward. Moreover, Haynes of Yahoo Sports reported that Davis and James met for dinner Friday night after the Lakers' 112-104 victory over the Pelicans. In addition, Davis purchased a home in Los Angeles at $7.5 million earlier this year. This has added to the speculation that Davis is indeed heading to LA to join LeBron James at either a free agent or perhaps sooner via trade. Gentlemen, what do you think about the recent situation involving LeBron James and Anthony Davis? Starting first with you, Flo.
LA, let me say this once and for all, and I think we spoke a little bit about this on last week's show. The LeBron James having dinner with Anthony Davis doesn't bother me. But the comments LeBron James made about Anthony Davis really bothers me. Because, again, you're talking about a player that's already under contract with the New Orleans Pelicans. You shouldn't be talking about an opposing team's player at all. Mind your business, LeBron. Keep your mouth shut. Focus on the game at hand.
Now, I'm the opposite. I think that doesn't bother me as much as the dinner bothered me more, thinking about it. What you think about Danny D?
I think it's both. Because the thing is because when you say by tampering, by NBA governing law, tampering is you talking, discussing about a person that's still under contract, like Flo says, right? So y'all having dinner. Who the hell knows what it seems being said during dinner between these two people? You know what I'm saying? Unless you're going to have an NBA official or somebody, a contact for the NBA that's going to conduct them having dinner, and we'll have to sit at the table and see what's going to be discussed. So it's crazy. And the thing that you're doing is so blatant. If you're going to do it, let's not have nobody do it. You know what I'm saying? Do it behind closed doors, something like that. Go to somebody's crib, go to somebody's house and have dinner, not out in the public. And then now when you make the statement, things like that, of course, people are going to look at you crazy because you can't do that.
No, I hear you. And then you know what else added to it? We spoke about before was the fact that he actually changed agent with Rich Paul and Clutch Sports Group. So that adds to it too. Go ahead, Andy.
No, not even that. With Rich Paul and then him buying a house out in L.A., all that throws in the factors. Of course, it's speculation and people are going to talk because that's what people are going to do. But then you're adding fuel to the fire.
Correct. And then the thing with that also was, the thing that bothered me was because you just played them and you lost. I don't think you should be having dinner. I mean, we all know these guys talk. We all know these guys talk on a regular basis. We see it with Draymond Green and KD after the series. We understand that. That's fine. And that's why I usually tampering is reserved for like the executives and people of that nature. But the thing is to lose the game and then right after they have dinner after just calling this guy out. And then LeBron was like afterwards, no matter what I do, people going to have something to say, which I totally agree. He named a bunch of other players saying, I want to play with this guy and that guy. You know, okay, it is what it is. But just from the outside looking in, it's not the best look for New Orleans, you know. And that's why Gentry basically came out and said, we're not trading him no matter what. What's your add to that, Flo?
LA, let me name two other players that had dinner recently. Remember LeBron James had dinner with Carmelo Anthony when the Lakers were in New York to play the Brooklyn Nets. I don't see no alleged tampering. If LeBron James had some weight, Melo would have been a Laker already. So I'm not concerned about that. Also, LA, another player that was in New York recently, I would say sometime last week, had dinner, was Kawhi Leonard. He had dinner with the Nets organization. I don't hear no one talking about that. It's kept real quietly. I don't consider that tampering. I just look at Kawhi just has some friends in the Nets organization just hanging out. That's all. I don't take it personal. The thing that bothers me, like I said, LA, the most, once again, is just the comments LeBron is making. It does make it looks very bad, like you guys mentioned, because again, yeah, look, he has a new agent, number one. Then he bought a home. So it looks very bad. But the dinner does not bother me, especially when it was reported on Wednesday that LeBron was going to have dinner with AD on Friday night after the game. So I'm not surprised by it. It's more of the comments LeBron has made about AD. That bothers me the most. LeBron, mind your business. Keep your mouth shut. Don't talk about a opposing team player. It just looks real fishy.
Okay. To play devil's advocate with one thing, let's say our guy KP, he's rehabbing. He want to go to LA, get a little spotlight, get a little food out there. Hey, bump into LeBron, they have dinner. How you feel about that one?
I don't have a problem with that at all. He can have dinner with LeBron because what he's doing, he can just pick LeBron's brain in terms of basketball knowledge, not in terms of trying to leave to come to LA. Just pick his brain on basketball. That's it.
But when you open that door, it's like Pandora's box. You go talk about anything. And I don't think he's going to try to help him with the Knicks. If anything, going to try to help him with the Lakers. How does that make you feel, Danny D?
The same thing, and then you think about it, it's LeBron. We're not even talking about LeBron tampering. And think about it, back in February, Magic Johnson got fined $50K talking about Antetokounmpo. So I was like, y'all got a history over there doing things that you shouldn't be doing.
That's true with that one. All right. So speaking of that, moving on with the next part of it, do you think the NBA should actually look into this incident as a potential tampering case? Starting with you, Flo. In
regards to the comments LeBron made, yes. They should definitely look into it. Here's the problem, LA. It doesn't seem like the Lakers are being punished for the comments they're making or anyone in the organization. Like D mentioned, talk about Magic made some comments about the Greek Freak. The Lakers need to be punished severely. How do you punish them? Take away draft picks. That's what you do. Forget about the fines. Magic Johnson is close to a billionaire. So it's not fines doesn't really help the situation. Take draft picks away from the organization. Do what they do in the NFL when New England, anytime Bill Belichick runs his mouth. Take away draft picks. That's what you got to do. You hit them. You hit the organization hard. Draft picks. You ban them from having first-round draft picks for the next 5 years. That's what you need to do.
I agree. I don't know about that severity the next 5 years, but you're going to have to do something because at the end of the day, you basically telling the audience and the fans that this league's going to be around just the major franchises. So if you're a small team franchise, you're basically saying we don't have no way to fight against these players. This is what they're doing. And you got to at least make it seem legit. Otherwise, you're going to be going down the wrestling avenue. And people going to start thinking, oh, this thing is rigged. This thing is already, they know where these players going a year or two before that even happened. And nobody's going to be watching. If that's the case in these small market teams, well, I'm going to stay invested with this team. I already know this guy's going in a year or so. And you got all these signs pointing to it. What do you think about that, Danny D, to close this out?
Yeah, to close out, like you said before, as a small market team, I got to have some sort of defense. I'm defenseless. It's nothing I really can do. If you don't do a tap or things like that, if AD comes in here and say, yo, I want to go, or he doesn't say anything, and hits me with the hoopy doopty, I'm screwed. If I offer him a contract for 5 years for $235 and this man says no, what the hell do I do as a GM? Nobody wants to come here. I am screwed. So you have to give me some support. The NBA has to do something to defend me. If not, I'm be up a creek, man, without a paddle.
Exactly. And that's where you don't want this league to go. You're in good terms with a lot of listeners and a lot of fans right now. You want to keep it that way. But, listen, let us know what you think. Put in the comment section as we move on to the next segment of the show, and that's Fast Break. And as we go into Fast Break, guys, I want to talk about the Utah Jazz real quick. Do you think they're making a push after recently defeating the Golden State Warriors 108 to 103? Starting with you, Danny D.
Oh, they're trying to make a push and things like that. It's just they had a hard schedule in the beginning. Those guys are trying to gel together. And then when they play the Warriors, they play extreme defense. Like we said before, guys, how to beat the Warriors, you got to maintain them, slow them down, get them together. And the defense, they played excellent defense, stayed on Clay. and they did our philosophy. Let KD and Steph get theirs, and let Draymond shoot. He shot horrible, and they playing together. Too bad they got a loss last night. They took about 1 point, but they're trying to because they got to try to gel together because they're in the West, and that's a hard conference, and them teams are coming from every night.
Yeah, you're right about that. Right now, the Jazz is basically in 12th position right now in the West, which is ultra competitive. And they're 16-18, I believe, right now. Like you said, that Thunder game was a tough loss, man. Paul George went off at like 43 points. But the thing I like about with them, they changed their lineup. They're trying to give more time to Favors in the starting lineup as well.
Yeah.
And that's helping them out, with the two big guys getting 16 and 20, respectively, with him and Gobert. And now, like you said, Mitchell is starting to get a little more healthier. And then your boy, Rubio, Flo, he did his thing with 12.14 assists. But the thing is with that bench, Kyle Korver didn't really do much in that game. Only had 4 points in 19 minutes. But they got to get something else out of X and them guys. Because otherwise, this team was supposed to be fighting for a good top 4 or 5 position. They got to do better than this. But I want to see if you really think they're going to make that push. What you want to add to this, Flo?
I mean, again, a good win by the Jazz beating the Warriors. But again, they're trying, but it's a dogfight, like I said before in the beginning of the season. It's a dogfight in the West. Because you think about it, you got the Warriors up top. You have other teams that are really fighting. It's going to be competitive. It's really going to be competitive out in the West, especially with the Rockets also. It's on a roll, even though they had lost to the Miami Heat on Thursday night. It's still, a lot of these teams are very competitive. I think it can go up and down every night after each game every night. It can change. Teams that you think is going to be number 1 can drop to number 7 just by a matter of just losing one game. So they can flip flop every day.
No, you're right. That's how the West is, man. West is a monster out there right now. And the only other thing I wanted to state about that regarding the Warriors really ain't got no depth right now if you look at their games, man. And they really going to need Boogie more than I thought they would because Looney ain't giving them nothing. If you look at some of them stats right now, since they got rid of JaVale McGee and everything, like JaVale McGee. And I don't know. I mean, they got so much talent, it's hard to go against them, but they really don't have the depth that they had in previous years right now, what I'm noticing. Anything else you want to add to that, guys? Before we move on to the next topic? All right, as we move on to the next topic, guys, I recently saw an article by Shane Rose of BasketballInsights.com, and the subject was finding a point guard for the Phoenix Suns. What available point guard do you think would realistically fit the Suns, and whom should they trade to make this deal occur? Starting with you, Flo.
LA, here it is right now. I'll give it to you right now as we speak. All right, for the Phoenix Suns, I got 2 point guards that they should definitely go after. First one here, they should make a phone call with Danny Ainge. And the Suns should offer a shooting guard, Troy Daniels, expiring contract, who's making $3.2 million for Boston's Terry Rozier. That's the first point guard. The other point guard I think they should definitely go after is they should contact the Knicks and go after Frank Ntilikina. And again, offer Troy Daniels and Richaun Holmes, the backup power forward. Troy Daniels is making $3.2 million. Backup power forward Richaun Holmes is making $1.6 million. Both of these players are expiring contracts. Gentlemen, what's your take?
I like the second one better with Frank. I'm not giving Rozier for Daniels. Daniels is a nice player, but I wouldn't give him for that unless you give me a draft pick with him. How about you, Danny D? What you think?
Yeah, that's the same thing too on that one. But Terror is it. But Terror is it would probably be a better fit for Phoenix though.
Oh no, talent-wise, I think he's better.
Yeah,
but you got to give me something else for him because you actually could see him as a potential starter, even though he's struggling more this season. And I think the lineup is really hurting him with Kyrie back. He's not getting the minutes he had before. But I just think you got to give me a little more because you can see the potential from last year with him. And to me, Phoenix, that's the main thing they need right now is a point guard bad. And other than the new owner, but we went through all that last week. I don't want to touch on that again. But a point guard, I really like to see what they can do with a legitimate point guard in that system. But not bad deals at all there. But for the Knicks, if you give up Frank, I want a pick in there too. Even as a late first round or something, or a protected pick or something like that. But I'm not sure how well he would fit into the Knicks, the Daniels. What do you think about that, Flo?
But Daniels, I know he's a backup 2 guard. He can give them some shooting. I know we have too many guards, but I just want that expiring contract. That's the reason I'll make that deal. With Richaun Holmes, he's a defensive player, a shot blocker, a rebounder. So I got no problem with him, on the team for the rest of the season. He'll definitely help out with the rebounding aspect for the Knicks. So I got no problem with it.
Okay, not bad at all. Thank you there, Flo. How about you, Dan D? You got any potential deal for the Suns?
One of the potential deals I had was a lot of people who left. Like George Hill would have been a good fit, but he already left. They needed him. Spencer Dinwiddie would have been a good fit before he got his deal. That's out the window. I had another one with John Wall, but with John Wall, the problem is you have to make the money work, and then I'm thinking you have to put in. But then to see, I would have had Trevor Ariza in that deal because if Trevor Ariza was still there, I'd have did a Trevor Ariza, I'd have did Josh Jackson, a second round and a first round for John Wall, and I would have did that to try to get him to Phoenix.
Not bad at all with that one. You think that would definitely make change the scenery, like Flo like to say, will help Wall in that regard? You scared of him with the young guys over there?
I'm probably scared of him because it's still his mentality. But they need a point guard that can lead the team. But as you can see out in Washington, that guy he's not a leader. He's not a leader to lead the team together. So, but see, the problem with Phoenix is they can't just get a regular guard. They have to get somebody that can actually play. So that's why I said for starting guard, I would have went with Brooklyn Shabazz Napier.
Okay. Yeah, he been playing pretty well as a backup over there. He got that real bulldog mentality, too.
And then the thing is, they wouldn't have to give up anything. You could just go a even swap with Troy Daniels and probably just a second-round pick and just do an even swap.
Okay. I hear that. How about you, Flo? What you think about those potential deals?
I like the John Wall deal if Trevor Ariza was there. I don't like the Shabazz Napier deal because I think with Shabazz, I think he still has a future in Brooklyn. I don't see Sean Marks rushing to make a trade in terms of trading him. I think with the Nets, they would rather add by subtraction. I don't really see them moving Shabazz Napier. I can see them more moving some other players on their roster in terms of helping them get better if they want to make that late playoff push. Because right now, I believe they're sitting in 12th place in the Eastern Conference, and with a good winning streak that they had going. Unfortunately, they lost Friday night to the Pacers, but I really believe that Brooklyn feels they can make a playoff push. So I don't think they would move Shabazz. I think they'll move some other pieces.
I hear you. Makes sense. I got two potential deals, and I did them with Trade Machine. They already they would work under the Trade Machine values. The first one was the Tyus Jones, and I would trade him from Minnesota Timberwolves for Troy Daniels. That was one-on-one deal with that one. And then the second one is a deal, Mr. Nets, shout out to him. He talked about that off the air, was basically trading Josh Jackson for D'Lo, a.k.a. D'Angelo Russell. I'm not sure if he will do that now because Russell has been playing very well as of late. But basically, you're trading two guys with young, talented guys, lottery picks, and hoping those positions would be better with the new teams, and that Jackson could help the Nets with some more depth. And as we spoke, Phoenix desperately need a point guard. So what do you think about those two potential deals? Starting with you, Danny D.
I like the Tyler Jones things, but I don't. This the only problem is Tyler talented enough to run a team, to run an offense, to be a starting guard. That's the only problem I have with that deal. And with D'Angelo, I wouldn't do it because they have a good dynamic. And D'Angelo is young and things like that. And Josh Jackson, man, he just rubs me the wrong way being the head case. And I don't think bringing him to New York, it's not going to be a good look for him.
No, I hear you. The thing with Tyus Jones, I picked him because he actually was real solid at Duke. He had like 11 points per game, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 37 from threes. He just never got a chance really playing with Minnesota and these other guys. Now they got Rose getting more time. Got guys playing in front of him. As for like you saying, Josh, I definitely hear where you're coming from with that. But I know Phoenix would definitely like to have Russell, I think. And the way he's playing now, he had like 14 assists the other day. They definitely could use a player like that. What you think about that, Flo?
I don't like neither trades, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. Tyus Jones, to me, is still part of Tom Thibodeau's rotation. He loves him a lot. I think, I said this last week's show, I think Tom Thibodeau would rather trade Jeff Teague instead of Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones is a cheaper alternative, and I think he wants to see more of Tyus Jones. He plays defense. He's a competitor, and like you said, LA came from the Duke system. He knows how to play basketball. So I don't see that happening at all. The second trade, D'Lo, I like D'Lo a lot for Brooklyn. At the same time, Brooklyn Nets need rebounding help. I don't think Josh Jackson is the answer for them.
Okay. I hear you coming from. But I think both of these teams have to do something down the road. I just don't know exactly where. Listeners, y'all can let us know what you think. Think about these deals. You might have a better one. Put it in the comment section. We greatly appreciate that. And what else do you have for us at Fast Break there, Flo?
LA, I want to talk about two things right now. Phoenix Suns waive point guard they newly acquired, Austin Rivers. Gentlemen, what's your take?
I saw that coming. I would have waived him too. He had no reason to keep him. You got a lot of players, especially the Oubre trade, and Jackson's still there. There really wasn't no reason to keep him to me. What do you think about Danny D?
Yeah, he's gonna go. So he probably get free up, and I think they said the Grizzlies are looking at him, things like that. So he'll have a job.
Yeah, or if not, he can always go to L.A. Doc will try to cut somebody for him. What do you think about it, Flo?
Yeah, to me, the Clippers should be the first choice because his father is still the coach there. The Utah Jazz, like LA you mentioned earlier, they need a bench. I think he'll fit well with their bench. And also, former team he used to play for, New Orleans Pelicans. They definitely need some help for AD. So I think those are three teams that he should definitely consider. I know he said that he wants to play with a veteran team that's close to winning the championship. So what I'm thinking, don't be surprised the Warriors go after him. Because LA, you mentioned about the lack of depth that they have. So don't be surprised the Warriors definitely go after him.
Yeah, all those teams will be a good move for him, especially New Orleans. They need some point guard help. He can run a point a little bit, not the greatest. But and Golden State is always a hoarder, man. So they can add some talent on some level. They will definitely do it. So I don't put nothing past them. All good destinations for them. What else you want to add to that, Flo? You else you have for Fast Break?
One more thing, gentlemen. According to Agent Woj, as he's known, the Miami Heat point guard Gordon Dragic is out for 2 months after undergoing arthroscopic knee surgery on the right knee. Dragic was averaging 15 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and shooting 41% from the field. He played in 14 games this season. He missed 12 out of the last 14 games recently. Unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, he had a minor procedure to have fluid drained from his knee. Right now, the Miami Heat are the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference with a record of 15-16. Gentlemen, what is your take?
And the hits keep coming, man. Spoelstra, he gonna have to keep doing this MASH stuff, man, doing his MacGyver thing, trying to fix this team up. That team just keep taking a hit. They fighting for the 8th spot, like you said. But they're not going to really win anything this year. We know that unless something major happen, potentially with a trade or something. And this is definitely going to hurt them because he's one of the veteran point guards for that team and one of the bright spots for that team. So definitely a big miss for the Miami Heat. What you want to say to that, Danny D?
Yeah, definitely. It's very unfortunate. Wish them a well recovery and things like that. Every year they can't get together. Now they got him back. Now Deion Waiters is back. They never can get it together. It's just every year it's always a mishappening with these guys.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Well, you did everything you could to get LeBron there. Now you got to take the sour grapes after you had your win, so I'm not going to feel too bad for you. What else you want to say that, Flo?
LA, I just want to wish a speedy recovery to Gordon Dragic. But again, with the Miami Heat, it's a tough break. Don't feel sorry for Pat Riley and company. I remember how he treated the Knicks when he walked out on us. So I don't feel sorry for him whatsoever. Riley is a great coach and definitely a great GM, but I don't feel sorry for him. He's got a lot of work to do. I know guys are coming back healthy. Whiteside is starting to step up and play basketball right now. But their leading scorer is Josh Richardson, a guy that they were trying to trade to Minnesota for Jimmy Butler. He's having a fantastic season. So, again, long season. Hopefully, Tyler Johnson will step up in the starting lineup and play some, gain a lot of minutes in the point guard role starting as opposed to him coming off the bench as a sixth man. We'll see.
Very true. Like you said, speed recovery to the Dragic, bad for him. But Miami, you'll have to try to make something out of it. And that moves on to our next segment, guys. And we're going to move on to the Knicks Weekly Roundup. Knicks. Recently lost 4 games in a row, guys. The Knicks' current record is 9-25. They are currently 12th in the Eastern Conference. The last 4 losses were in this order. They lost to the Pacers 110-99, lost to the Suns 128-110, lost to the 76ers 131-109, and they lost to the Hawks 114-107. Briefly, guys, let's do a quick rundown of each game, starting with the Pacers game, and starting with you, Flo. What you think about it?
LA, I ain't going to say too much about this game. I'll just put out real quick stats here. All right. Pacers had more assists than the Knicks, 28-21. Turnovers, the Knicks had 17 turnovers. Pacers had 13. Bench points, big factor in this game. Pacers had 35 points from the bench, and the Knicks only had 20 points. Points to the paint, Pacers had 48, Knicks had 36. Blocks, Pacers had 4, Knicks had 1. This was really a game where the Knicks definitely missed Mitchell Robinson. So unfortunate. Again, they played competitive for at least for 42 minutes. They were very competitive until like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, where they kind of self-destructed.
Oh, yeah, they did. They definitely did. And they definitely missed Mitchell because Miles Turner, the guy I was looking at for the Knicks, played very well. He's starting to really step up, guys. I don't know if you noticed that. 24.6 rebounds, looking good, a little turnover, jump shot. And Oladipo playing well since he got healthier now as well, also. What else you want to say to this, Danny D?
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying. Like we said, playing behind always problems with us because we were down by 10 in the first half. It was tied at 81, and then they went on a 7 straight. And after that, we couldn't recover. We couldn't recover after when they went on that run. And it's unfortunate things like that. It was out of sync. We could have got that one where we just didn't. Everybody tried to play hard, but it's just, everybody had a bad game. Not everybody had a bad game, but you say with the guards and things like that, our bench scoring wasn't together. So that's why we really needed somebody off the bench to help out our starters.
Yeah, the bench was terrible, man. Courtney Lee, 7 points.
They didn't do 3. The bench was horrible.
And Trey Burke, 3, and Mario Hezonja, 2 points, 5 on Luke Cornett. I ain't going to get it done. Only bright spots was Muide and Knox. And Cantor, 20 and 15, walking double-double. But the defense, once again, he struggles. And I don't know, the team is just really struggling. We're going to get into this. We go further in the show, guys. And that put us to the next game, which they got blown out, 128-110. Talk about it, Flo.
Listen, I'll say this again. This game was over. This game was over in the third quarter. The Knicks gave up 41 points in the third quarter while they scored only 17. Quick stats here, real quick. Suns had more assists than the Knicks, 27-15. Steals, Suns had 8, Knicks had 5. Blocks, Suns had 5, Knicks had 0. Also, shooting the basketball, field goal percentage-wise, Suns shot 52%, 48 out of 92. The Knicks shot 40%, 40 out of 99. Jamal Crawford had 14 assists and 2 turnovers. Definitely, the Knicks missed Robinson and also Tim Hardaway Jr., who sat out with the stress fracture in his leg. He sat out. This was a terrible game. Very terrible because the Knicks led throughout the first half. They had a 66-59 lead in the first half. Again, they fell apart in that third quarter, man. It really is a shame, man. It really is.
And I'm going to keep harking on it. As I always tell you, that third quarter, like you stated at the end, that's always the death knell for these Knicks, man. A lot of times, 41-17. Come on, man. The halftime adjustments are terrible when it comes to Fizdale. I don't know what they do in there. And T.J. Warren had 26. T.J. Warren be putting up buckets. I don't know if y'all been noticing that. He's been putting up buckets this year. I like him. He's a real good player. What else you want to add to this, Danny D?
Yeah, you have T.J. Warren. And Alton hasn't been playing good all year. He's decent. But Cantor, you got to, like you said, you got to defend. You throw up 17, but he throws up 21. We lost the battle. Mm-hmm. We down 5 already. And our bench don't help out, so we screwed from the get-go. 41-17, there's no way you can come back. And Devin Booker's going to do what Devin Booker do. But then you have to try to control try to play some type of defense so we can get away and get a win. But didn't happen.
No, it didn't. I mean, you actually had some help from the bench this time. You actually got some 12 out of Lee, 14 out of Zonia. But then, like you were stating, once again, you had with them, with Phoenix, you had Josh Jackson got 14, Holmes got 13. Where you getting 13 points from Rashawn Holmes, man? You got to shut that down. And then Booker, he said 38 points, man. That's not going to stop it. That's not going to get it done. They didn't really compete like I thought they should in that game. A bad look for the Knicks in that one. And that moves us on to Philadelphia. I know we like to talk about this team. Once again, Philadelphia won 131-109. What do you thought about this game, Danny D?
Once again, we can't control these guys. They shot 50% from the 3-point line. 88% from the free throw line. I don't even know. Points in the paint, they was killing us. And Embiid said he's not shooting no more threes. He's going to the paint. And we couldn't keep up the energy. And the thing is, once you go back to the bench too, Dotson did okay with us. But then these guys, you had Embiid doing his thing, Redick and Butler. But then you got Shamat coming off the bench scoring 17. How?
How, Sway? How?
Yeah, how? These are things how you control us, try to win games. You can't. It's either you're going to try to stop them defensively, or you can't outscore teams. We don't have enough firepower to outscore teams. These guys are well gelled and they play together.
Yeah, that's true. And they starting to catch their groove right now as a team. Yeah. Philadelphia looking good out there. And gotta give credit to my boy. I know that's one of your favorite guys there, Flo. Is Mr. Ben Simmons, man. Gotta give him credit, walking triple-double, man. Gotta give him credit for those numbers there, Flo. What you want to add to that, Flo?
LA, Ben Simmons look like Tragic Johnson, brother. All right?
How you gonna say that? He had 12 rebounds, 10 assists, and 13 points, man. What more you want from that guy?
He's no Magic Johnson. Like I said before, and I've been saying, I'm going to keep harping. Work on your jump shot, Ben Simmons. You can't shoot a lick. Work on your jump shot. Don't talk to me. Work on your jump shot.
What about the game, Flo? What about the game?
I don't understand this Knicks team. I mean, the biggest problem they have here, they can't defend the three-point line. They allow Philadelphia, a poor shooting team, to shoot 50% for the three-point line, yeah. 15, 30, 50%. Are you kidding me?
Bad D. I don't know what to tell you. Knicks is just, they spiraling, man. They're spiraling. And that brings us to the Hawks game, which we talked about last week. And you said this, Danny D. I remember this. You said it's going to be a loss. I agree with you. You said because Collins is back, and he hurt you. He showed up big time.
I told y'all, and I said inside information, I got that brother on my fantasy basketball team. I tracked this brother, man. I think I messed up Jason as John Collins. I told y'all this dude was going to get busy.
Oh, man. Collins he had 16 rebounds, 17 points?
Yes, man. He was plus 17. I called it, man. I knew it.
And your man Ken Bazemore, he heard you too. He's like, "Oh, you sound a good little play. I'm gonna drop 22 for you, D."
You know why? Because I got my fantasy team too. Sorry, Knicks fan. I got both of them dudes, brother.
Oh man, so he did his thing. He did their thing, man. Even Trae Young, he played well, 15 points, 10 assists, and they just did what they're supposed to do. Even Jeremy Lin got 11 off the bench. So, but as for the Knicks, the main thing, which you're trying to see these guys progress, is Moody Day. He played very well, 32 points. Knox got 24 points. He's been playing well as of late. But the team got to pick it up. Even Vonleh, 11 and 10. 11 points, 10 rebounds. He played well also. But overall, the Knicks struggle, and the Hawks are terrible. 8 and 23. You got to show it better than this. Very bad job by the Knicks. What you want to say about this, Flo?
Let me say a couple of things, but for the listeners here real quick, that's into fantasy basketball. Let me give you a piece of advice that Danny D just mentioned. If you got any players and you know they're playing the Knicks, you put that player in your starting lineup. If they come off the bench all season, you start them against the Knicks, so that will help you a lot. That's a piece of fantasy basketball advice for anybody that's listening to the show. But in regards to this Hawk game, again, this was a game the Knicks should have had. They led the first half, up 69-60. They led after the third quarter, 87-89. But again, that fourth quarter was a disaster. The Hawks outscored the Knicks 27-18. Rebounds, 54-35 Hawks. Assists, 29-20. Again, terrible game by the Knicks in that fourth quarter. They fell apart. They had so many problems. They allowed Trae Young to get into the paint. I understand Moody had a great game offensively, playing bully ball, but it was terrible. Just watching this game was really terrible. And again, D mentioned it again, Collins, healthy, got busy.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from. But I'm going to get a Knicks fan. I know you might feel we just really piling on them, but they deserve it right now, guys. I mean, I know we tanking. That's good for that. But you got to show some more heart, some more consistency at this point. Two good things for the Knicks so far this season, I would say, is Moody Day. He's averaging the most points in his young career with 14.4 points per game. He's also averaging 3.6 assists, 3 rebounds per game, and a career high 47% field goal percentage. Washington career high 33% from 3. And he's only 22 years old. He's even younger than KP, I believe. And the other thing is Knox. The last 7 games, he's been averaging 20.3 points per game, 6.6 rebounds, 43% for field goals, and 43% from three-point land. And he looks pretty healthy considering the injury he had before. But the bad part for the Knicks and Knicks fans overall, I gotta tell, I'm putting this out there right now, guys. This next couple of games is gonna be murderer's row. They could theoretically lose 9 of the next 10 games. I'm just gonna break it down to y'all real quick who the next 10 games are. Milwaukee, Utah, Denver, the Lakers, Portland, Golden State, Indiana, and then Philadelphia. And then you play Washington, OKC, Houston, Brooklyn. They could lose 10, 12, 13 games in the next one. I have no faith in the team at all right now. You can't beat the Hawks. You didn't show up against Phoenix. And you think you're going to beat these teams? They're in big trouble. Forget Chicago. We're going for that number 1 pick right now. And this is going to happen right now. This is going to be their season right here. What you think about this, Danny D?
Yeah, we're in trouble. The hesitation is now. It's either what you're going to do. You're really going to commit to it and just let these young boys play out there and just take it what it is for what it's going to be. And that's it, because what are we playing for right now?
I don't know. I'm playing for Zion. That's what it looks like they're playing for. That's what it looks like right now. And I don't want to see no part of KP coming out here. I know we're going to talk about that as we go on the show, but they're talking about, he may be getting healthier and maybe by the end of the season. No reason to rush this guy at all. Keep him training and getting healthy little by little. What else you want to add to this, Flo?
Listen, the Knicks don't have a chance of winning any more games anytime soon. I think they're going to lose the rest of their games. You might not see this Knicks team win a game probably till Martin Luther King Day, to be honest with you. I'm serious. Let's be honest. Like you said, LA, you lost to the Suns, you lost to the Hawks. You don't deserve You don't deserve to make the playoffs. You don't deserve to have a winning record. They deserve the number 1 pick. The way they're playing, they look like they want the number 1 pick based on the way they're playing.
I hear you. But do you think this is something to say about Fizdale at this point?
No. It has nothing to do with Fizdale. Not at all. This has nothing to do with Fizdale. No.
Why you say
it's
that?
It's just the fact of the matter. Huh?
I said, why do you say that?
Fact of the matter, you got a young team. This team is devoid of 2 superstars, maybe 3. That's the problem. They need 2 superstars, a healthy Porzingis and 2 other stars at best. So that's the problem. They don't have superstars on their team. What you got is, and what you're hoping for is, like you mentioned, LA, Mounier continues to develop, Kevin Knox continues to develop. That's what you're hoping for right now as you watch this Knicks team from now to the end of the season. That's what you're hoping for. And Vonleh continue to play good basketball. That's what you're hoping.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I want to move on to another topic. In recent medical update regarding Kristaps Porzingis, who we spoke about recently, stated that his left knee, which underwent ACL reconstruction surgery on February 13th, confirmed that his knee is healing well, and he has made good progress in rehabilitation. Once he reaches the remaining rehab benchmarks, he will advance to on-court team drills and activities. He will be reevaluated in mid-February. How does it make you feel with hearing this news, Danny D?
It was good. Good speedy recovery and things like that. And just keep up the good work. Get some rest. And in summertime, because there's no reason for you to come back now. Summertime, go back home, get your practice in with your brother, and that's it, and relax. No rush.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Only thing, I mean, it didn't have no setbacks, which is the main thing you are happy about as a Knicks fan. But I don't know. I kind of got like they got a little sense like they're a little worried. Like maybe they thought he should be a little bit quicker than he's doing right now. I don't know. I just got a little vibe from the way it was worded. It could just be me. What else you want to say that, Flo?
LA, it's my understanding that KP has been working out with the Knicks coaching staff in practice for 45 minutes. So he is working out with the team. It's just not with the players, but with the coaching staff. So he's been pretty much been shooting jump shots, and they've been trying to get physical with him, the coaching staff. So I'm not so much concerned at all. I just want him to stay healthy. I don't need to see him on the court anytime soon because at the end of the day, it's going to hurt the Knicks draft stock. If you're already losing now, you might as well just keep losing. Why rush to bring him back unless you're planning to go on a big time winning streak to make the playoffs? Other than that, take your time with the kid. Let him stay healthy. There's no reason for this kid to be back on the floor anytime soon.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. That's some good news on that regard. Do you believe, like some other people stated in the news, that he needs to come back for maybe the last 2 weeks of the season just for some potential free agents to see that he's healthy before they sign on with him? Do you think that's something that may go into the Knicks' radar going forward? What do you think about it, Danny D?
That's a good point in things like that. To see how he goes for 2 weeks, because if you go out there just to show face, yeah, maybe. You don't have to go hard. Just go on 2 games, something like that. Just go out there, shoot just a couple of jump shots and sit back down if they want to go like that. But then that's to see what we want to do for the future, what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about that as well. I just hope it don't backfire if he don't look right. If he don't look right, I say sit him. What else you want to add to that, Flo?
Yeah, that's the thing. It has to be like a Paul George situation. When he got hurt and he broke his leg during the scrimmage for the Team USA, it's got to be a situation where he comes back and he looks good. You know, if he comes back and looks terrible, it's a waste of time. I don't want to put that pressure on him. Like I said, we don't need to see him out on the basketball court in an NBA uniform right now. Let him stay healthy. What if the Knicks are so concerned about potential free agents, coming to New York? What they should do is put out some videos of him practicing with the team. That's what they should do. Other than that, there's no reason for him to come on the basketball court in a Knicks uniform. Not anytime soon. Not at all. Not in no rush whatsoever.
Okay, yeah, he made some good points there, Flo. Thank you there. Anything else you wanted to discuss? We going next weekly roundup there, Flo?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about I had something to talk about. I forgot about that. LA, unfortunately, the Westchester Knicks are picking up the bad habits of the New York Knicks right now. The Westchester Knicks lost 2 in a row. They just lost recently to the Austin Spurs at the Mandalay Bay Event Center, 99-88. They were up at halftime, 51-48 at halftime. But they were outscored in the third quarter, 34-22. Point guard Kadeem Allen had 14 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, 7 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, a block, but a minus 19 in 29 minutes. As of right now, gentlemen, the Westchester Knicks are 14-7 in a 3-way tie for first place with the Long Island Nets and the Raptors 905, 6-4 at home, 8-3 on the road.
I hope them losing ways are not spreading from the regular New York Knicks to our Westchester Knicks. Stay far away from that. But, hopefully they'll continue to be on the top teams as they move forward. How's Hicks doing? I didn't hear that part again there, Flo.
He's been playing decent, but it's like he's up and down. What I mean by that is like play a game there, then they'll bring him up. And I don't know if you noticed, they'll bring him up, they'll sit him at Knick games, but he's not playing. So it's like, it's tough for him because again, he had some decent games, but then he's had some shaky games. He's really been inconsistent, especially Luke Cornett up with the Knicks team. He's been kind of inconsistent.
Okay, I was trying to keep an eye on him. Okay, then thank you there for insider behind the scenes news with the Knicks. How about you, Dandy? Anything else you add to that?
Only thing I forgot to say, I think your boy Ron Baker might have got signed with Washington.
Yes, he did. And Flo, what was your thoughts about your man Ron Baker ending up with the Wizards?
Yeah, LA is my understanding that Ron Baker signed for $950,000 with the Wizards. But again, here's the problem I have with the Wizards. You sign Ron Baker. You signed Chasson Randall, former Knick. A couple years ago, you signed Brandon Jennings. What is the fascination with backup point guards for the Knicks going to the Wizards? I just want to know what is the fascination? Ernie Grunfeld, listen up here. You got to get your act together. These moves are not players that's going to move the needle, get your team back into the playoffs. We talked about this before, and I'll say it again. Wizards need to break up the Bradley Beal, John Wall combination. We've been there before. You went for Trevor Ariza by trading for him. Yes, nice to have a veteran presence, but he's 33 years old. He's not 25 years old. This team needs to go. This Wizards team. They got to break up this team, and Ernie Grunfeld needs to go because obviously he doesn't have a clue how to run the organization anymore. He lost that skill.
No, I hear you. I think Ernie Grunfeld still think he worked for the Knicks. Remember, he was a big-time GM back when Pat Ewing was there. So he still got that New York connection, man. Maybe he just can't get over it, that first love. I don't know. But I hear where you're coming from. Washington Wizards, they need an enema. That's the bottom line. Clean them out. And Baker ain't going to add to it. But Chasson Randall, what happened to that guy, man? He actually was playing pretty good a while ago. That's a name from the past. But as I always say, time will tell. We'll see what happens as they go forward. And we go forward in the show, guys. I want to talk about open court. And for open court, you got anything for open court, Danny D, for today?
Oh, only thing I have for open court is we're talking about the LA Clippers. It's about Doc Rivers. And Doc River has brought in our boy Tyronn Lue as an informal advisor for the organization. So we don't know what it means, informal advisor. I don't know if he's a coach, but he's now part of the Clippers as an informal advisor for the LA Clippers. Our guy, Tyronn Lue.
Not bad, you know. I mean, he's still getting paid from Cleveland, so you got to do something with his time. But, you know, Doc Rivers, I see the connection, you know, coaches and stuff tend to stick together. This is a nice little way to get him back in there. I'm surprised he'd go there, though. But, you know, maybe they got did he ever coach him there? I'm trying to think. Doc.
I think he was an assistant coach with Doc before.
That's what I'm thinking where the connection's from. Not bad for them at all. He's a player's coach, so I can see where he's going with that. What you think about it, Flo?
I don't have a problem with it as long as he keep collecting his money from Dan Gilbert in Cleveland. I got no problem with it, you know. But we see the connection. He's a former assistant coach with the Clippers under Doc. Also, he's a former assistant under Doc Rivers with the Celtics. So I see the connection. And Doc has no problem bringing, you know, guys. Remember, he brought Kevin Garnett. Matter of fact, I believe last season he brought Kevin Garnett as a consultant to the team. So I have no problem with it, but I'm going to shock you guys. I think at the end of the day, I think you got to look out for Tyronn Lue being the next coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
No, I heard them rumbling with that, with LeBron and everything of that nature, because they were saying he was having some issues with Lou Walton. But, you know, that's Jeannie Buss guy right there. So I think they really have to really start doing bad to make that move. And right now they're not doing bad enough for that to happen. So I don't think it's going to happen this year. Maybe next year they might go forward with that, but I wouldn't be so surprised. I don't think LeBron is in love with Walton, but I think it will depend on what happened this year in the playoffs and things of that nature. What else you want to say that, Danny D?
Yeah, I had about things like that. That's the guy, but Luka's doing okay and things like that. So LeBron just chill, Magic just chill. He said he's not gonna fire him, and let Luke play out, man, and see how it goes.
As we move on to our next segment, guys, that would be Hot Topic. So looking at it going forward, guys, I see Steve Mills may have his own wish list. But as Knicks fans, we could definitely use some holiday cheer. Hypothetically, if you only had 2 wishes to put on your potential holiday NBA New York Knicks holiday wish list, what would that be? Starting with you, Danny D.
My 2 gifts that I want to give the Knicks for this season would be everybody progress and be more confident. That's what I said. I want Frank Ntilikina to actually grow into the role as being an efficient point guard and two-way player. That'd be number 1. And number 2, I want Mitchell Robinson not to foul out and develop some more weight and develop some more skills. That'd be my 2 wishes.
Okay. I'm happy with both of those. I definitely take that. That's not cold in the stocking. What you think about that, Flo?
It's all right. It's a good wish list. That's not what I was thinking, but it was a good wish list.
Okay. So I guess you was real good for the holiday. You want the full kit and caboodle like me. What's the two main thing on your wish list there, Flo?
Me as a Knicks fan, my wish list for the Knicks is for them to win the first pick of the 2019 NBA Draft Lottery. Tank for Zion. That's my first wish list. My second wish list is for the Knicks to trade 2 of the following 3 players on my list here for an expiring contract by July 14, 2019. These are the 3 players. Shooting guard, Courtney Lee's contract, which is 2 years, $24.5 million. Frank Ntilikina, 3 years, $12.4 million. And shooting guard, Tim Hardaway Jr., 3 years, $51,975,000. Those are my 2 wish lists for the Knicks.
Hey, that sounds good to me, man. I gladly take that. I take that as well. For me on the wish list, I got the same one as you. I want them to get that first pick overall with Zion Williamson. We had the first pick since Patrick Ewing. And it's time for them to freeze them lottery balls and make that happen again. He'll definitely bring some excitement to this team, the high flying. I mean, the other day, y'all saw that clip. Hit his head on the doggone rim. When last time you seen a guy hit his head on the rim? That's crazy, man. Imagine having MSG, this guy flying all over the place. So that'd be number 1. If you're going to tank, let it be for a reason. And number 2 would be get one of these top 4 free agents this coming free agency period. Number 1 would be either KD, Kevin Durant. Either Kawhi would be my number 2 option. Number 3 be Vucevic. out of Orlando Magic, the center. He's playing very well, hitting threes. I think he'd be a good fit with Kristaps Porzingis. And number 4 would even be Klay Thompson. I get any of those top 4 players with the Knicks, I'll be very, very happy. And that'd be a very good holiday list for the Knicks. Knicks fans, y'all can let us know what you think going forward. Who will be your top 2 on your Knicks list? And if you agree with us, or if you don't, or you got some other ones, put in the comment section. But much appreciated there, guys. We're going hot topic. And that brings us to closing remarks for today's show. What you got for closing remarks for today's show, Flo?
LA, I want to wish all the listeners a happy holidays to their families. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this great show, Knicksfandom. Listeners, we're all over the place. Spreaker, iTunes, YouTube, Spotify. Please leave a positive review. Tell a friend. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you. Much holiday cheer to you as well. Flo, how about you, Dan D? What you got for closing remarks for today's show?
Well, I thank you guys right here. Praise the fans, everybody out there listening. Keep on subscribing and showing love.
Thank you there very much, Danny D. Enjoy your holiday as well. Listeners, as always, thanks again. Please subscribe to the show. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Spreaker, Apple iTunes, everywhere your favorite podcast be found. Happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. We'll see you in 2019. See ya.